Hi there. Welcome back to American Lingo Academy. I'm Luna, and today we're going to learn another 10 common idioms, phrases, and sentences that native English speakers use every single day. These are expressions you'll hear in movies, at work, with friends, and in everyday conversations. So get ready to sound more natural and confident. All right, let's get started. Number 1, case in point. This is a formal phrase that means, here's a perfect example of exactly what I'm talking about. We use it when we want to prove our point or support our argument with a real example. It's like saying, see, this proves I'm right. You'll hear this a lot in presentations, debates, and even casual discussions when someone wants to back up what they're saying with proof. For example, imagine you're talking to your friend about how technology is changing so fast. You say, kids today learn to use smartphones before they can even read. Case in point, my 3-year-old nephew can unlock my phone and find his favorite videos on YouTube without any help from anyone. Here's another one. You're at work discussing how important customer service is for business success. You might say, companies that treat customers well always do better. Case in point, that coffee shop down the street always has a line because the staff is so friendly and remembers everyone's names. Number 2, it's the thought that counts. This is a common saying we use to show that someone's intention or effort is more important than the actual gift or result. Even if something didn't turn out perfect, we appreciate that the person tried or cared enough to do something nice. This expression helps us be gracious and kind when receiving gifts or gestures that might not be exactly what we wanted. For example, your friend bakes you a birthday cake, but it looks a little messy and the frosting is uneven. You smile and say, "Thank you so much. It's the thought that counts. I really appreciate you making this for me." Here's another one. Your dad gives you a sweater for Christmas, but it's the wrong size and not really your style. Instead of complaining, you hug him and say, "Thanks, Dad, I love it." It's the thought that counts. You know he tried his best to pick something you'd like. Number 3, go big or go home. This is a motivational phrase or idiom that means if you're going to do something, do it with full effort and commitment, or don't do it at all. It's about being bold and not holding back. We use it when we want to encourage someone to take risks, or when we're feeling confident about trying something ambitious. It's all about giving your best shot. For example, your friends are planning a road trip and debating whether to visit 2 cities or 5 cities in 1 week. You say, "Let's visit all 5. Go big or go home, right? We only get 1 summer vacation." Here's another one. You're thinking about entering a talent competition, but you're nervous. Your friend encourages you by saying, "You should totally do it. Go big or go home. What's the worst that can happen? You might actually win." Number 4, back in my day. This is a phrase usually used by older people to talk about how things were different when they were younger. It often comes before a story about the past, and sometimes it sounds a little like complaining about how easy things are now compared to before. Young people often joke about this phrase because they hear it so much from parents and grandparents. For example, your grandfather is watching you play video games online with your friends. He shakes his head and says, "Back in my day, we didn't have all these fancy computers. We played outside until the streetlights came on." Here's another one. You're complaining to your mom about how expensive college is. She responds, "I know it's tough, but back in my day, we didn't have student loans. I worked 2 jobs and saved every penny to pay for school." All right, we're halfway through today's lesson. If you're enjoying this and learning something new, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us keep making these videos for you every single day. Okay, let's continue. Number 5, in an orderly fashion. This is a formal phrase that means in a calm, organized, and controlled way, usually in a line or following rules. You'll often hear this in schools, at events, or during emergencies when people need to move carefully without panicking or pushing. It's the polite way to ask people to stay calm and organized. For example, there's a fire drill at your office, and the alarm goes off. Your manager announces, "Everyone please exit the building in an orderly fashion. No running, no pushing. Use the stairs, not the elevator." Here's another one. You're at a concert and the show just ended. The security guard speaks into the microphone and says, "Thank you for coming tonight. Please leave the venue in an orderly fashion. Follow the exit signs and stay with your group." Number 6. I got carried away. This is a common phrase that means I got too excited or involved in something and did more than I planned or should have. It's what we say when we realize we overdid something, like spending too much money, talking too long, or eating too much. It's a lighthearted way to admit you went a bit overboard. For example, you went to the mall just to buy one pair of shoes, but you came home with 5 bags full of clothes. Your roommate looks at you surprised and you laugh and say, I know. I got carried away. Everything was on sale and I couldn't help myself." Here's another one. You're telling your friend a story about your weekend and you've been talking for 20 minutes straight. You suddenly stop and say, "Sorry, I got carried away. I didn't mean to talk your ear off. Anyway, how was your weekend?" Number 7. What a bummer. This is a slang expression that means what a disappointment or that's really unfortunate. We use it when something didn't go as planned or when we hear bad news that's not super serious, just disappointing. It's a casual and sympathetic way to react. For example, your friend was really excited about going to a beach party this weekend, but then it starts raining heavily. She texts you saying the party is canceled. You reply, "Oh no, what a bummer. Maybe we can do something indoors instead, like watch movies at my place." Here's another one. You bought tickets to see your favorite band, but the concert gets postponed until next year. You tell your coworker about it and they say, "What a bummer. I know you've been looking forward to that for months." Number 8. Catch-22. This is an idiom that describes a frustrating situation where you're stuck because you can't do one thing without doing another thing first, but you can't do that other thing without doing the first thing. It's a no-win situation, a problem with no solution because the rules contradict each other. This term actually comes from a famous novel with the same name. For example, you're looking for your first job after college, but every job posting says you need 2 years of experience. You think to yourself, this is such a catch-22. How can I get experience if no one will hire me without experience? Here's another one. Your friend wants to rent an apartment, but the landlord requires proof of income. However, she needs an apartment address to get the job she applied for. She complains to you, it's a total catch-22. I can't get the apartment without the job, and I can't get the job without the apartment. Number 9. Have a blast. This is a casual phrase that means have a really great time or have a lot of fun. We use it to wish someone well when they're going somewhere fun, or to describe a good time we had in the past. It's very common and friendly, and you can use it in almost any informal situation. For example, your sister is leaving for a music festival with her friends. As she walks out the door, you call out, "Have a blast. Take lots of pictures and be safe." Here's another one. You just got back from a weekend trip to the beach with your family. Your coworker asks how it was, and you say it was amazing. We swam, played volleyball, ate great seafood, built sandcastles, and just relaxed. We had a blast. I didn't want to come home. Number 10. Backfire. This is a verb that means when a plan or action has the opposite effect of what you wanted or intended. Instead of helping, it makes things worse. It's often used when someone's idea or strategy fails in an unexpected way. For example, you tried to surprise your friend by showing up at her house unannounced with cake. But she wasn't home and the cake melted in the heat. You tell another friend, "My surprise totally backfired. I wanted to make her happy, but now I just wasted a cake." Here's another one. A company decided to save money by using cheaper materials for their products. But customers complained so much that sales dropped and they lost even more money. The manager admits, our cost-cutting strategy completely backfired. We should have focused on quality instead. And that's it for today's lesson. I hope these 10 expressions help you sound more natural and confident when you speak English. Remember, the best way to learn is to practice using them in your own conversations. Try using at least one of these expressions this week in a real conversation, or even when you're practicing by yourself. The more you use them, the more natural they'll feel. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend who's learning English, and don't forget to subscribe because we post new videos every single day. Drop a comment below and let me know which expression was your favorite or if you have any questions. I love reading your comments and hearing from you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep practicing and stay awesome. Bye.